Since I got hands on for the Wacky Wednesday, so let's try to go for a classic one. So we're back at Paul 2448's Racing Collection, so looks like this is my first time doing a classic thing such as old years, and it was pretty not a long time ago, so let's drive here for the one classic 1920s racing car. Then I've officially teleported to an old racing track. So we're here in the wood track, and we got just there for the classic cars. So if we're gonna be starting right here, so I'm not going to do this right there because this car was absolutely enormous fast, and because of that, and I will be driving with this classic car. So I'm going to set the start and let's get towards to the high speed ring, and let's head down for this first 10 laps with this kind of these car. And I wonder, this track was not really nostalgic, it's classic by this wood track. And we're starting for the lap number 1 for just first couple of 3 laps, and it wasn't able for a best thing for me, and it's absolutely kind of very dangerous for a huge bank, so I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm going for a outside in order to make more speed. The top speed of this red classic car is 360 studs per second, or 361 studs per second as well. And we're just completely more laps to go, so I need to get around outside of this track. So maybe I'm not going to hit the barriers or something. I have 2 laps remaining, so I still need to get outside. Before going outside was pretty much dangerous that I'm going to do this. If I'm trying to do this right now, so this will be my to get off and splendidly spin me out. And it tries to hit me, and it hurts you so much when you're on the outside as well. So the finish will be this one, and exactly it wasn't a final lap or something, so I'm just going to still finish out. And I probably shouldn't, I'm not going able to get outside and round that upside, and the checker flag is going to up ahead of us. And maybe I think I need to change the car into a enormous classic vehicle, which is, it's totally fast. So we're completely done with these lap times in the wood circuit, exactly as the wood oval. So I have to let go of the throttle, and we're pushing in and pulling in, bringing in Lewis. And let's get right back into this pit. And the spawner says to try not to say classic until you might able to terminate your count. And if you say classic, you eventually might able to terminate your account. So let's drive with this one. And this car pushed me into this one. So we're gonna be using lap times, and the top speed of this enormous 1920s classic cars, or even the 1910s classic cars, was absolutely over 360 kilometers, or just studs per second, and it must be a total of top speed of amount was 400 studs per second. Now what if this car just pull off to 400 studs per second? So we're starting for lap number 1, which means it's gonna be totally dangerous, and it's a little bit power slide. And looks like this car is going for a 10 lap times, because here comes the lap number 2 that is already for to do so, and it's completely going to do as well. If you're gonna be seeing an onboard view, is the classic car from the 1930s or the 1950s, which is the car just might able to disappear. And that was literally going for 400 studs per second. Even for that whitely car, even that red classic car for just well, it was not absolutely fast as well, so I might able to get mistakes out here. So this car for this classic one for the 1920s is going for an over 400 studs per second as well, and that is scary. And it was not quite extreme as well, because it was, the speed was just looked like that. and the next lap should be over a kind for just a few laps to go. And I'm unfortunately not going to did as well, so maybe I'm sure that I'm going to do outside things. That I'm going to make a big slide until I'm doing a big mistake for this one. You think we're in lap number 7, so I just made a huge mistake that I might able to get killed myself for upside down. And we got 3 more laps to go. That I fueling nothing that so well. That unfortunately this car might able to go not extremely fast, but entirely too fast. And we got 2 laps remaining. But this time, this car was just a little bit aerodynamic. And I just completely go inside as well. So we got the white flag is in the air. And because this is not a perfect qualification, and looks like we are finished in first place. Because of this reason, it was just like Gran Turismo Sport. Then I'm going back into the pits. I'm really sure that I really hated to spin out, just like not Gran Turismo Sport, but even old Roblox games as well. And even compared to the F1 2012, the Robloxio Grand Prix. So we're already inside of the pits. And there is nothing that even that I'm going to get hurt. So even I'm going to be teleporting back. So I'm going to be respawning this classic 1920s car, which is dangerous by the way. So if I'm going back into the racing hub, there is no racing hub as well. Because it's just that. The bad thing is, I may not come back into this lobby again. So I hopefully going to be enjoying this game. If you like to enjoy this game, please share. This game is linked in the description below. So you can enjoy classic stuff and whatever you think. So old things that old years has ever to come. So and make sure everything looks so colorized. And even though this track and this lifestyle looks like pretty much like this, but even it's colorized as well, so made even it looks like a perfection of this, the wood track for itself. It's just like a motor speedway of Gran Turismo Sport, or not like this one. So even thank you for watching and for all your support. So even you leave a like on this game, and this is Turbo Concepts signing off, and then I'll talk to you guys not very soon in the last hour. I'll talk to you guys all later.